For this recipe, we'll be using two 8-inch baking pans with removable bottoms. If you need a refresher on lining baking pans, check out my video on how to line baking pans with parchment paper. Also, preheat the oven to 170 degrees Celsius before we get started. First, we need to cream the butter. Beat it with your mixer until it becomes light and fluffy. Now add the sugar and continue beating until the mixture becomes silky smooth and pale yellow. Just like that. It's time for the eggs. Add in 1 egg at a time. Beat well after each addition before adding the next one. This helps the eggs incorporate smoothly and prevents curdling. Once the eggs are incorporated, we can add the vanilla extract and give it a good mix. Next up, the dry ingredients. Sieving the flour, baking powder and salt together helps remove any lumps and incorporates air. This air gets trapped in the batter during mixing, which helps the cake rise beautifully. Use a spatula to gently fold in the flour mixture until just combined. We are looking for a smooth batter with no dry bits, but if you mix too much, the cake can become tough. For perfectly even cake layers, we are going to use our kitchen scale. Knowing the total weight of the batter helps us divide it equally between our two prepared cake pans. Once the batter is divided between the pans, use your offset spatula to smooth out the top for an even bake. Then carefully transfer the pans to the preheated oven and bake for about 22 to 25 minutes. After around 22 minutes, insert a skewer into the center of the cake. If it comes out clean, the cake is done. If it has batter clinging to it, bake for a few more minutes and check again. After letting the cakes cool down in the baking pans for a few minutes, when you can handle them, gently remove the cakes from the pans and place them on the wire rack to cool down completely. It's important to chill your mixing bowl in the refrigerator before whipping. A chilled bowl can help whipping up faster. We can add one extra step, which is stabilize the cream to avoid the cake turning into a soggy disaster when assemble it. Bloom the gelatin powder into cold water and let it sit for about 2 to 3 minutes or until the gelatin is fully saturated with water. Just like that. Add a pinch of salt into the icing sugar and mix. Get the chilled bowl from the fridge. Add in chilled cream, vanilla extract, and icing sugar mixture. Whip the cream on medium-low speed until it starts to thicken and increases in volume. Once the whipped cream reaches a soft and cloud-like texture, turn off the mixer. Put the bloomed gelatin into the microwave for 5 seconds to liquefy it and let it cool completely before adding it into the cream. If you microwave the bloomed gelatin too early, it might absorb all of the water and become too firm to incorporate smoothly, so wait until the whipped cream is almost ready before heating up the gelatin. Continue to whip the cream until it reaches the stiff peak form, which means when you pull the whisk up, the whipped cream should be thick and stiff and hold the shape straight up without dripping. Store it in the fridge until it's needed. Here I'm using a round piping tip with a diameter of 20 mm. Feel free to use any piping tip you have on hand or simply spread the cream on with a palette knife. Don't be afraid to experiment. Pipe or spread the cream however you like. Transfer the whipped cream into a piping bag fitted with your chosen nozzle. Twist the top of the bag to secure the cream and you are ready to decorate. Place the cake on a turntable for easier decorating, but if you don't have one, a board on a Lazy Susan will work just fine. To create a flat surface on the bottom layer, use a serrated knife to gently trim off the dome of the cake. Now everything is ready, let's transform these cake layers into a glorious dessert. If you love this British summer classic Victoria sponge cake as much as I do, hit that like button and share the recipe with your friends and family. Leave a comment below and tell me if you tried this Victoria sponge cake. Thanks for joining me in the kitchen today. Please subscribe for more baking adventures and hit the notification bell to stay updated on new recipes. Happy baking! Bye!